Can anyone guess what I'm feeling today? Anyone? This answer may seem obvious because of the huge grin on my face. Of course I'm happy. I mean, I look happy. Appearances are not everything, though. They can be very deceiving. Perhaps I've just experienced a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. You would never know because my face gives the false impression that I'm happy. This is just one of the many masks that we as humans put on to hide our true feelings. Now I'd like to read a short essay entitled, "Please Hear What I'm Not Saying," that addresses this very topic. Its author is unknown. I don't know about you, but it seems like there are an awful lot of authors with the last name Unknown. I don't know any Mr. Unknowns personally, but there sure are a lot of writers with that name. Maybe writing runs in the family. Anyway, after my speech, I will give you all a copy of it, but I just want you to hear me out right now. Don't be fooled by me. Don't be fooled by the face I wear. For I wear a mask. I wear 1,000 masks. Masks that I'm afraid to take off. But none of them are me. Pretending is an art that's second nature to me. But don't be fooled. I give the impression that I am secure, that all is sunny and unruffled with me, within as well as without. That confidence is my name, and coolness my game. Than that I need no one. Don't believe me, please. My surface may be smooth, but my surface is my mask, my ever-concealing mask. Beneath dwells the real me, in confusion and fear, in loneliness. I idly talk with you in the smooth tones of surface chatter. I tell you everything that's really nothing, of what's crying within me. So, when I'm going through my routine, please don't be fooled by what I'm saying. Please listen carefully and try to hear what I'm not saying, but what I'd like to be able to say. Each time you're kind and gentle and encouraging, each time you try to understand because you really care, my heart begins to grow wings. Very small, feeble wings, but wings. With your sympathy and sensitivity and your power of understanding, you breathe life into me. I want you to know how important you are to me, how you can be a part of the person that is me, if you choose to. Please choose to. Don't pass me by. It will not be easy for you. My sense of worthlessness builds strong walls. The nearer you approach to me, the blinder I may strike back. I fight against the very thing that I cry out for. But I am told that love is stronger than strong walls. This is my only hope. Who am I, you may wonder? I am someone you know very well. I am a hurting member of your family. I am the person sitting beside you in this room. I am every person you meet on the street. Please don't believe my mask. Please speak to me. Share a little of yourself with me. At least recognize me. Please, because you care. I'm generally considered a happy person. And sure, I enjoy being positive much more than being negative, but it is false to assume that I am always happy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do have bad days, although I may not always express that. Even when I feel horrible inside, somehow I think that if I put on my happy mask, that everything will be okay. I understand that no one wants to be around a gloomy person, but that unspoken rule of society has me thinking that I have to be happy all the time, even when I don't feel that way. One of the songs I learned as a child began with, I'm in right out, right up, right down, right happy all the time. I'm in right out, right up, right down, right happy all the time. Sure, it was a fun song to sing, but it's impossible to be in right, outright, upright, downright happy all the time. I've tried. It doesn't work. Happiness is based on circumstances, which can never always be in our favor. Now, my next statement may go against everything you've heard your entire life. Brace yourselves. Are you ready? Here it is. It's okay to be sad. I know, that may shock you, but it's also okay to feel angry, burdened, frustrated, overwhelmed, fearful, odd, lonely, foolish, annoyed, troubled, bitter, stupid, uneasy, mixed up, and rejected. Emotions are good, just don't let them rule your life. Add variety. Balance is key. King Solomon was an expert on this subject. He wrote in his book Ecclesiastes that there's a time for everything. A time to cry and a time to laugh. A time to grieve and a time to dance. A time to embrace and a time to turn away. a time to be quiet, and a time to speak up, a time to love, and a time to hate. Anyway, back to my poem. Now that I've described some background information on feelings, I'll go more in depth on how our everyday lives are affected by the valuable lessons of this essay. This poem has several meanings that we can infer from the author's expressed feelings. One of the main points is that we all wear masks, whether we admit it or not. For example, Rocky has the appearance of a fearless, invincible, macho man who can never have his feelings hurt. Now, I don't mean to be insulting him, but I would bet that there have been times in his life when he has felt lonely, dominated, and even intimidated. Maybe not. But even if Rocky were feeling distraught, it probably wouldn't be obvious by his outward appearance. I don't mean to be picking on him, because we all do it. We all put on a show and hide what we're feeling inside. Now, I don't want you to think that every time I smile, my soul is really crumbling up in agony. But there are times when my smile is not genuine, when it's just what I want people to see. Val mentioned the other day that I was being cynical, that my other side was coming out. I think I just let my guard down those days, and my mean streak was apparent. This is a side of me that I usually try to suppress, but sometimes I just get tired of putting up a false front that I'm happy all the time, because I'm not. Another important meaning in this essay is that a simple, kind word can have a lasting impact on someone's life. Oh, Aaron, I forgot to tell you earlier that I admire how you put up with all the boys' comments about you. And Mr. Robbins, you truly are a great teacher. I mean, who else would make up a dance routine to a song called Chick Magnet? I may not have mentioned these comments to you guys if I hadn't been thinking about them for this speech. But doesn't it feel good to know for a second that someone actually cares about you? I know that I thrive on compliments. Now, I'm not just saying to throw compliments out the wazoo just to make others feel better, but it's important that we recognize the power of our words. An encouraging word can be just as influential as a put-down. Our negative words and actions will force people to continue to wear their masks. Unless we embrace others with love, we will truly never see each other. Think about this. We walk up and down the hallways every day with the same 1,000 people, yet we only see the real, true blue, genuine side of only a few close friends. The others we simply judge by their outward appearance, and we never make any attempt to try to see past their surfaces. The end of the poem suggests that we break these barriers with love. That's our only hope. Mr., Mrs., or Miss Unknown, whatever the case may be, conveys these meanings through the poem's incredible conversational tone. All the feelings we all experience but don't admit are expressed in a language that we understand. We can relate easily to all the feelings described because we recognize those same feelings in our own lives. The essay's audience is everyone, but I think it especially strikes a personal chord with high schoolers whose feelings are second compared to what we want others to see. The author's use of metaphors such as wings and walls illustrates a picture to better describe what he is trying to say. I also think it's effective to point out that we have the power, figuratively of course, to breathe life into others by the words we say. I think this poem was created not only to put the isolation that we all feel into words, but to provide a solution as well. It's important to realize that deep down, we are all going through the same range of emotions. It helps to know that you are not alone. Then we'll be more likely to look past outward appearances and to the true essence of other people. We don't need to be ashamed of what we think and feel. Now, this does not mean that you just put all your feelings on your shoulder and let the world trample all over them. All I'm saying is don't get so caught up with your own stereotype that you're afraid to break those limits. We all need some kind of comfort zone, but we also need to express more of what we really feel than what we think others want us to feel. My mother works with children who come from backgrounds that have emotionally and physically scarred them. She agrees strongly with this poem and says, "The first step in reaching them is making sure they know I care. I have to look beyond their behavior problems and care for them genuinely so that I can somehow find the good in them that is buried beneath all those masks. I have to get down to the root of their problem so that I can help them reach their full potential." The value of this poem? Invaluable, I say. It's crucial that we come to terms with our own feelings so that we can better understand others. I don't expect to have convinced you to make your lives transparent for all to see your inside feelings. I hope, however, that this may have opened your eyes and inspired you to care for others. Whether they appear totally opposite from you or not, you still share more things in common with them than you may realize. As for me, I plan on continuing to smile, just not all the time. And when I do or say things contrary to my happy stereotype, Enjoy the brief moment that my mask is off, and take time to learn who I truly am.